Here's where my neighbor with his little backhoe was working on this spring to reveal it. And the water has cleared. I'm going to go in there and muddy the water again, because I'm going to see with my hands if I can lift out a few more of those rocks. I don't see anything real definitive yet. But then there's not that much water coming down through the, shall I call it a catchment? Up there, that area that I'm beginning to irrigate. We'll see what happens when I cloud the water up. Maybe it'll become more apparent where the water's coming out of. Barky beat me to it. She certainly likes the flavor of the water. Oh, here comes Sally. They're going to muddy it up for me, which is okay. And here is one of the bores. Well, the pigs have come and left. They had their drink, and they muddied the water, but you can see that it's not clearly flowing out. It probably is a little bit. Now this water in this long, important zanja is definitely flowing from the right to the left, but not that much. Some is being contributed by this spring. I'm going to get in there anyway with boots and see what my hands can find. Well, I've dug back enough that I've found a source. So I may get the shovel and dig a little bit more here before I leave. But you can pretty clearly see, I think, the camera got, yeah, you can see that the water's coming from that direction. Now the rest, a lot of this is just now soil, dirt, if you will. That stone we left in because it being almost level, it's a little suspicious that it might have been laid there instead of just pushed in and tumbled in. The rest of it all seems to have just been pushed in. So to be continued, maybe today. I'll probably dig a little bit there more for play. But when there's a heavy rain and the water table has been brought up by my irrigating, this will come out much stronger. I've removed a few more stones and gone back about another foot, and see, you can now, it's pretty precise the direction that this water is coming from. And I'll probably dig by hand a good bit here, but I'm sure my neighbor will be happy to come back with his backhoe, because he's real interested in this too, because he's dug a lot of areas around here. The sandstone indicates a building of some kind, a lining of a well, or else it was brought here. I don't know. This broken up stuff like that, that's from the miners. That's why I'm throwing it in separate piles to keep track of it. Now what I'll do once I've got this solved is I'll use these stones to line the outlet, which is, my feet are kind of stuck in the mud, so let's see if I can show you. There's where the water's going down to join that contour ditch or zanja, and I'll line that when I know what I've got here. The reason they didn't use the iron ore spoil to line a well was because it usually gave the water a bad taste compared to what was coming through sandstone. Now I am going to quit for today. Ah, now wait. There, right there, is an indication of an Oyodagwa. There's water coming from that direction as well. Not nearly as much, but you see that. It's a little bit hard to see, but there's water welling up that's clean right where I've got the camera aimed. I'm heading up toward the woods to see about, to check on the source of water coming from there to the whole system down there. But I had to stop because of the butterflies. That's one of the things that's so different about agriculture or husbandry when you mow in a limited amount and you don't poison anything. There's a bunch of them down there too. The flowers are pretty obvious, but at the moment the butterflies are really doing a kind of a dance here. Another thing, while I'm up here, I should maybe film. This is tussock sedge, an indication of extreme wetness, and it's in fruit, or it's in fruit. It basically go. It's very hard to mow, but it'll go away as this bank gets sharpened up. And here's that nut sedge that I was speaking about yesterday, when it's more mature. There's the fruit. The white wildflower is boneset, I think. The yellow is the first goldenrod that I've seen so far this year. It gets blamed a lot for what ragweed does to people that get allergies. And this one I always get mixed up on these asters, what their name is. I want to call them Canadian asters, but I'm not sure. Someone watching will probably know. And why that willow is there, well, I know why that one's there. Not so sure why that other one's there.